This morning in chapel, we talked about new identity in Christ, that once we come to faith in Jesus, that God gives us a new identity, and there's two parts of that identity that we really focused in on this morning, that we are holy in Christ, that God sees us through His eyes as being holy, and second of all, that we are God's adopted child. And the last part of the message this morning, I really wanted to focus in on looking at what are the implications of that for our lives. We are God's holy children. How do we begin to live that out? And so we looked at the reality that God has given us all that we need to live the life out of His holy children. That is who we really are, and so we are to live in keeping with our nature.
Today in chapel, the message was pretty clear. God is holy and He dwells within us. Therefore, we are holy. And it is very encouraging to hear that as God's children, we are adopted by Him, and so we can live fully and freely now in His name. We don't have to go back to our old nature now that we have been adopted by Him. It's just really encouraging and really freeing to be reminded of that really positive message this morning in chapel.
So today we heard an awesome message about identity from Danny Smith, and his whole message was just about who we are in God and how we've been adopted into His kingdom and what that means for us as His children being adopted, that He lives inside of us and we are now holy because of what He's done inside of us, and what kind of just took us through Ephesians and what that means. And if you haven't read it, I would encourage you to read it right now, but just really encouraging message on who we are, just really refreshing to hear how we ought to live our lives now that our identity is in Christ. So I hope that you're blessed by his message.